In this episode, American Powertrain Tremec T56 gets installed. Brake booster, clutch master cylinder, dash, steering column, heater core. Stick around. We made it look like a truck again. Yeah! Welcome back, guys. Alright, so what I am working on right now is trying to get my new transmission bolted up to the 440 truck. However, there has been one big change that happened. Originally, I was going to try to use an NV 4500 out of a Cummins diesel. However, despite all of the things I was trying to do, all of the attempts of trying to figure out what swaps over on what for NV 4500s, and Joey is adamant that we could have done it, there was still a big disclaimer on his end that stated, just because we might be able to get it to fit, I will not guarantee it works. And I don't like that guarantee. So I decided, after deliberating with my wife, bless her heart, I'm going a different route. And that route is this. Alright, so I ended up going with an American Powertrain Tremec T56. It's a 6-speed, and honestly, the concept of budget, this is not. I spent, what this cost me would cost anybody else, $7,700. I mean, granted, there's more to it than just this. So it comes with the bell housing, it comes with, it should come with a flywheel, comes with a clutch, it comes with a drive shaft that you can send your measurements to and they'll make it for you. It comes with everything. It's a lot of money. But honestly, I was looking at a 5-speed, and then I talked myself into, okay, what's the difference price-wise between a 5 and a 6? And after talking to my wife for a little bit, she was actually the one who said, buy once, cry once, get it done with. I can always swap this over into another project because I have it set up for a 440. And yeah, and that's pretty much all I run. So this, I guess, transmission is going to be stick with the family for a little bit. So if anything happens to the truck, as long as the transmission's good, we're good. But, alright, that's where we're at right now. So I'm going to try to get the motor up, get the old bell housing off, and I guess try to figure out how I can get this thing on. And then figure out like mounting and how to like get it to stay where I want it to, and like cross beams. Alright, let's try this. I had to do the adapter plate. So let's see here. You want to sit right about here. A little dirt, or a little bit of dirt here. Put it all around. Grease that up a bit. Let's see. There should be a dowel pin there and there. Should be centered. Take a hammer, hit, and that's where I need to do clearance. Pretty nifty. Alright, let's get her done. God dang it, I hate this. Is why? This concrete has ridges in all the places You need it not to. All right. So I need to go this way now with it. So I'm just gonna pull it this way and spin you back. And, oh, come on, don't fall on me. Don't fall. I believe in you. It's not long enough. What? Oh man, that's not gonna hold, I'm sure. I don't. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna try to mock it up here. Found a bag here that says mount to trans. So I'm assuming these are the transmission mounts. It comes with polyurethane trans mount. So it bolts that way, but the bolts are too big to fit through that, let alone, that's all the engagement you can have at most without putting any sort of washer or anything on it. How does it, you know what, we're gonna figure it out. Hold on. Alright, don't know if I'm supposed to or not, but this thing's going on one way or another. So, added some washers I had laying around. And I'm gonna lube this thing up with some WD-40 dry lube. We're just gonna send these babies in there, you know? Just, oh, that doesn't make any sense at all. That's cool. How are you supposed to? So maybe the trans mount isn't going on the bracket. Not yet, at least. You have holes in the bottom. That just doesn't make any sense. Alright, whatever. Hold on. Wait, no ambulance. Alright, here we go. No, come on. Alright. One thing I did not think about. So as a transmission, it's going to get raised up or down based upon, you know, everything. The front of the motor, if it's down, right? It lowers it, raises up, pivots down, because this is the pivot point where the motor mount is. However, I failed to realize that I gotta still clear where the pan is. And that's mighty close. So, I need to find my angle finder, find out what angle the carburetor is gonna be sitting at right now, and maybe I have to put like spacers. Thinking I could technically put a spacer, a metal spacer, down here, which would raise that motor up that much, for whatever the distance of that spacer is. I should have plenty of, need a longer bolt if needed, but I can spacer it up that way. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Just one more thing, you know? If anything, the back probably should come out just a touch. To have that fit how it needs to. Alright. I was advised by Joey to stop, quote. So, now what I'm doing is disconnecting the bell housing so I can get the measurements of the snout from here out. Then I can get the measurement of how far that is from the input shaft, how it goes in from there out. I can make sure that this transmission's input shaft is actually going to work. I'm banking it does. Correction, I'm hopeful it does. Because if not, then I'm going to have to drill out the crank to fit the input shaft. And with an externally balanced crank, I'm going to have vibration issues. Well, I've already measured it once. But I'll measure it again, right? So if you have a longer screwdriver, this works better, but this one is the exact same length as my input shaft, which means that that goes all the way down. I don't need it to go all the way down. What I need it to do is clear where my flat surface is. So I mark it right here, okay? Put my finger where it needs to be. I'm gonna transfer that over here without losing my mark. That's the sound of transferring. And what I'm gonna do, place this in the center of the pilot crank. And yeah, it's got plenty of room. So if you notice, it might be kind of hard to see, but that's where the center is. And it's nowhere near where my finger goes. There is no way I would do this without the cab being gone. This is dumb. This is dumb. Why? Why?
I was gonna move for you to get on this thing.
Joey's some trim. This is helmets. Call it for what it is.
Gotta attach to the motor. Not the air.
Obviously, we're gonna torque these down to spec, which is that. Yeah, like 4 ugga-duggas on that, you know? Yeah. Well, two bursts, or is it like 2 bursts of ugga-duggas? This trans is a little bit longer, as you can tell. So I believe the original shift point was here. So, yep, we're going to make that work, which is fine, I think. And this just has to be, you know, just a little patch panel needs to be put in here. Maybe be a, you know, a 3-inch patch panel just to fill that gap. We'll be set. So, we're going to lower the body back down. Going to shift it left slightly so it actually lines up. It's a little offset right now to the right, which hopefully will let me clear enough up front here. And then hopefully I don't have to hack any more of that up. Alright, it's been about 2 weeks since I recorded. I'm working on and off throughout the days to try to make progress on this. And this is where we're sitting. So nothing's bolted in. Front clip is just sitting on it. 2 bolts to hold it to the cab. Cab isn't in, but I did get the brake booster in. And I'm working on the hydraulic slave cylinder for the clutch. Radiator is zip tied in for the moment, just to make sure that it's level wise where I need it to be. And the heater box is dry fitted in because I can't connect the cables up on the cowl vents up here until the dash is in. I don't know why they did it, but they did. So I have to put the heater box in second. Alright, so I'm making a bracket right now. The old one's out for the hydraulic slave cylinder. I'm making a bracket to fit into here, and then I'll put a new one in the center. That way I don't have a giant hole that I can't fix. So, let's get to it. Of course, while drilling this out, I'm using the standard good old Christmas tree, aka step-up bolt. Alright, it's next day. Back out here, and I made some progress off camera. By that I mean, I installed it. Honestly, it just takes a really long time to change cameras, change your angle, make sure everything's recording, just to put on a few things. It's just difficult. So, this is my final project. It's definitely not beautiful, but it works. So, I ended up just doing, using the bolts. I just did a little tack on each corner of them, or on 2 sides of them. So it's gonna stay, hit it with a little tractor red or whatever the color is, just to get it close, and then bolted it in. The pedal connects in. It's not real hard to see. Got your rod that comes through, which is your rod comes through, which is here. They give you the little adapter to kind of, or the thread extension there. And then as it comes through, it just, yeah, goes to your pedal. Other than that, it should work fine. I think I'm having an issue though. I think it's bending my entire thing forward. I think I gotta attach it better. Let me see here. Nope. Yeah, so everything's going to be working as it's supposed to now. I probably should add fluid to it. I don't want to pump it without it, otherwise it's not going to be good for it. So probably add fluid. Tighten the line, make sure it's good. Sure. I don't know. Alright, stopped for a pizza break. Turned into night because I took too long, and then we started talking, which then resulted in us slowly working on the truck without recording anything. So we went through, and the dash is, we pulled the heater box out that was dry fitted in, put the dash in with one screw, and we had pulled all the wiring off of the dash because what's going to happen is I'm not really going to be using much of it. Now there may be some that I can reuse, that's why it's all still together. Nothing's cut, we just literally unbolted everything from the dash. I'm going to try to reuse like the heater controls and things like that. But the actual instrument cluster itself has to be redone because I'm going to be using aftermarket gauges for all this. So that's going to have to get redone, and in turn then I'll worry about the rest of this. Before I tackle this, I probably should go home. I remembered it's my wife's birthday. I'm probably in trouble. Crisis averted. The wife birthday sorted. We're good. Back to the truck. All right. So Joey and I just quickly stuck the steering column, the 2 bolts underneath the dash. I'm gonna have to look at clearance to see what the clearance issues I have, and that's kind of what we're working through right now. A lot more I got to get done on this. It's like there's so much to get done. Don't know where to start. That's where I feel like. All right, steering. So it's hard to see because of the darkness here, but original steering column, obviously not bolted fully up, but it gives you a rough idea of where it needs to sit. So I gotta go from this rag joint down to this Mustang 2 steering down here. So I think I have an adapter kit I can buy for this. I'm gonna have a clearance issue though, so I'm gonna have to shorten the adapter kit, then run a joint to cut it over, and then one rod, or then I guess, or a joint to joint maybe. I think that'll work. And then exhaust, I'm just gonna have to try to hug. You know, I can't go by my starter, so I don't know how I'm gonna do that yet. Maybe do a bend, I don't know, whatever. We'll figure it out. All right, so a few days ago, I took and put all of the cables from the dash to soak in a bag of Freol. Freol is it's like a WD-40, but I usually have really good luck with Freol. I really do like it. I think it works really well. And I did that to try to loosen up all these cables, let it soak, and it kind of lubricates, because these after a while will get gunked up. So that one worked out pretty well. Let's try these other ones. Works good. That's 3. Alright, so we're in the truck. Trying to figure out. At least some of these are the same length. That's going to make my life easy. Yep, alright, good deal. Then my trim piece, which is this guy up here. I should probably clean that, but I'm not going to. Okay, I lied. I'm going to. Jesus. All right, there. It's clean. All right. So now what I'm going to do is get all this lined up. One vent cable. goes on this outer side. This is the one I'm really worried about. I'm really concerned about the other one right now. But I need the locking nut. Place that on. Alright, that kind of holds it in place, and then I gotta figure out how to lock it on the bottom. Let's take a look. So when you pull the cable, it goes up and down, connects through, and there's a tab on the back. That's a squeeze to fit, so you can put it in there and you use some pliers and just pinch that closed. I WD-40'd everything because WD-40 is cheap and I got a lot of it and I'm out of Freol, so. But that is how that works. I'm doing a couple of stress tests on it to make sure that it's not going to release. And there we go. That one's in. I got to find a nut for that. Well, that's going to suck. And then the heater box can go in because I can deal with the other side without the heater box. Can you pull the heater hose a little bit? There we go. I'm really questioning why I'm putting a heater box in this right now, considering it's like 100 degrees out right now, but I know in the winter, which has happened multiple times, I'm driving my truck and well, I realize that I don't have a heater core in this, and there's no heater box, and I'm hating life.
I think it's time I fix the heater in the truck. It'd kind of be nice to have one right now. Plus I can't defrost my windows. So it's slowly getting worse. The more I breathe, I even have windows cracked open to try to help the air circulate. Yeah, not a good idea.
I think I have a video of it. So let's get this thing in. So I know I'm going to complain if I don't. Oh, luckily it's super easy to get to. All right, we are back. Touch blue Loctite. I think that's 3/8. I probably should check before I apply it. Yeah, 3/8. So now I get to back each one off a little, apply a little blue Loctite, and then tighten them down. So, fence pull. That one you can't see obviously because she's behind the heater box. But that heater cable isn't connected. So I have to run to the heater valve on the outside of the truck. How I'm going to make that work. This is a defrost. So all the way up, all the way in. That one works. And that one works. So, we're good. Gotta put the last 2 bolts in the heater core. I'm sorry, in the heater box. I have vents in. I have the tubing going to the defrost section. Don't know what I'm going to do about my radio yet because my AM one is obviously not working. But yeah, a little bit of progress. Little bit of progress. Alright guys, so that is going to wrap it up for this episode. We've tried to make as much progress as we can. Got some pretty good progress, just to recap. Got the cab on, the front clip on, hydraulic brake boost, I'm sorry, the master slave cylinder, hydraulic slave cylinder. The brake booster in. Looking on the inside here, we got dash roughly in, steering column roughly in that I got to do with the linkage still, transmission in, let's see, heater box in with everything ran for that. Yeah, and then I guess a bunch of other little miscellaneous things in case I forgot something. We still have a lot coming up, so to kind of give you guys a heads up, eventually I still have to tackle the 8 3/4 rear end. There's another open diff in it. This is a 49 case. I have a sure grip for it down here, so got to get that installed, whether I do it or I'm just going to maybe get that done by somebody else, just because I don't want to mess up gearing. Gearing is one of those things, man, they whine and the next thing you know, you're just shredding apart money. So yeah, as of right now, we got quite a bit done. If you guys like what you see, if you guys like the project, feel free to hit like, hit subscribe, and then comment what you guys want me to show a little bit more in depth maybe. I'm going to try to keep posting content as best I can, but unfortunately, time, life, everything happens, but my goal still is to have that done by Duct Tape Drags come September, so I will need it done by like August time frame to make sure I can get all the kinks out of it and go from there. But yeah, other than that, as always, keep building.